Your boss just lost some power, and most workers have no idea. There are new rules on the books that change what your employer can legally do to you. Not proposed rules, actual laws and regulations that are already in effect or taking effect right now. And companies are counting on you not knowing about them. So let's break down exactly what changed, what it means for your paycheck and your career, and what you can do if your employer is still playing by the old rules. First, non-compete agreements. For decades, companies slipped non-competes into offer letters, and workers just signed them. You'd leave a job and suddenly be locked out of your entire industry for a year or two. The Federal Trade Commission moved to ban most non-competes for the majority of workers in the country. The legal fight over that rule is still playing out in the courts, but several states have already gone further on their own. California, Minnesota, North Dakota, and Oklahoma have some of the strongest bans on non-competes in the nation. If you signed one and you live in one of those states, it may already be unenforceable. Even in states without full bans, courts are increasingly refusing to uphold non-competes that are overly broad or punish low-wage workers. Bottom line, before you assume that agreement controls your life, talk to an employment attorney, because it might not hold up. Next, hidden fees on your paycheck. Yes, some employers were charging workers fees to access their own wages through paycards and earned wage access apps. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau has been tightening rules around earned wage access products to make sure workers aren't losing money just to get paid. If you're being charged fees to receive wages you already earned, that's something you need to flag. Now let's talk about pregnancy and nursing protections, because this one is huge and still under-communicated. The PUMP Act, which stands for Providing Urgent Maternal Protections, expanded break time and private space requirements for nursing employees, and it now covers workers who were previously excluded, including salaried exempt employees. Your employer must give you reasonable break time and a private space that is not a bathroom to pump. If they're refusing or making it unreasonably difficult, that's a violation. Tip workers, agriculture workers, and airline cabin crew had separate carve-outs, so the details matter for your specific role. Another major one, retaliation protections are getting sharper teeth. Under existing federal law, you have the right to report workplace safety violations to OSHA without facing termination or punishment. But enforcement has historically been weak and slow. More states are now layering on their own anti-retaliation laws that create faster pathways for workers to pursue claims. If you were fired or demoted for reporting something internally or to a government agency, document everything and get legal advice quickly, because timelines matter. And speaking of timelines, pay transparency laws are spreading fast. Colorado, New York, California, and Washington now require employers to post salary ranges in job listings. If your company operates in one of those states and isn't disclosing salary ranges, they may be out of compliance. Why does this matter to you as a current employee? Because it gives you data, real data, to walk into a negotiation and say, your own job posting says this role pays between $80,000 and $110,000, so let's talk. Now here's the skeptical take you came here for. Knowing these rules exist and actually enforcing them are two completely different things. Employers have HR departments, lawyers on retainer, and institutional memory about how to minimize exposure. You have whatever you can piece together on your lunch break. That's the whole reason channels like this exist. Knowing what's changed is the first step, but you also need to document, ask questions in writing, and be willing to escalate. And one more thing, federal law sets a floor, not a ceiling. Your state may have stronger protections that give you more rights than what's listed at the federal level. Always check what your specific state requires, because it can make a significant difference in what options you actually have. This is general information, not legal or tax advice. Consult a licensed professional for your specific situation. If this gave you something useful, subscribe to Fine Print HQ. We dig into the stuff they don't put in the brochure every single week.